No one gives bizarre interview answers quite like Robert Pattinson. On screen, he's the mysterious, charming heartthrob. Off-screen, he's a guy with wonderfully odd habits, shameless little lies, and such wildly backwards logic that TV shows sometimes have no choice but to hit the censor button.
Oh god, they got a dog.
Most actors follow the same familiar formula when they're promoting a movie. Share a fun behind-the-scenes story, compliment their co-stars, thank the director, then wrap things up with a few safe answers. Robert Pattinson, though, has apparently never cared about that formula. Every time someone asks him a question, he answers with whatever pops into his head at that exact moment. And that's exactly why nobody ever knows what's coming next, like the time he casually revealed he wanted Antinous to wear leopard print underwear in Time's The Odyssey.
You want to have the most luxurious fur underpants you can get. So ridiculous.
When you say it out loud.
It's my job to have these thoughts. Furry underpants. That's what. That's the Odyssey.
If you thought that was just Rob getting carried away while promoting Time's The Odyssey, not even close. In another interview with Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway, he seriously argued that Antinous was actually a good guy, then somehow blamed Penelope for sending mixed signals.
I think I'm a pretty good option for Penelope too. I'm like legitimately saying like I want to help out. And you look at the other guys in the palace. Worse. You could do worse.
I have to say
And I think you like me a little bit.
my new favorite thing. I've seen him. I don't like him.
Penelope gets very mixed signals.
The funniest part? Rob delivered the whole thing with such a straight face that you genuinely couldn't tell whether he was analyzing the character or making up an entirely new story on the spot. The truth is, Rob almost never tries to make a joke. He simply says everything with a completely straight face, and the more serious he is, the less people know whether they should laugh or believe him. Take the time he was asked what it was like working with Matt Damon. While Tom talked about how intimidating and powerful Matt looked in the film, Rob somehow turned the moment into one about saliva.
I mean, he was like quite terrifying in the scene.
He was very scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely the saliva was getting very close.
Then Zendaya showed up, and somehow things became even more unpredictable. I bet even Jimmy was genuinely caught off guard in this moment, because there was just no stopping his guess from blurting out something that outrageous.
I've put the pedal to the metal with my anxiety, and like every single day I did the most extreme version of my personality, just like full frontal on a face. Not full. Oh my God.
If you laughed as hard as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Sometimes the show itself has no choice but to censor him or change the subject as quickly as possible. One perfect example is his exchange with Zendaya during the friendship quiz. It almost feels like every time Rob opens his mouth, someone on set has to step in and save the situation. And once again, Zendaya ended up being that person after Rob casually blurted out that Rue's favorite part of filming Euphoria was getting to do drugs all day.
What's my favorite thing about playing Rue on Euphoria?
Doing drugs all day.
Great.
Cool.
No, I would say, honestly, to me, it's been like the people who have like connected to her. Anyway.
That is the correct answer.
Doing drugs all day, is that the answer?
By now, you've probably started to notice a pattern. Robert Pattinson never seems interested in coming up with the perfect answer. He simply says exactly what's on his mind in that moment, even when it's poking fun at the way he smells.
I do smell like crayons.
You smell like crayons?
Smells like crayons. That does not smell like crayons.
Do you mind if I bring it? I smell like crayons. Right?
No.
Just get it.
What kind of crayon? No, you smell very nice. You don't
Smell nice.
Be honest, are you a little curious what crayons smell like after hearing Rob describe it? And would you actually want to find out, just like Zendaya and Jimmy did? Let me know down in the comments below. His sense of humor has nothing to do with the movie he's promoting, the show he's appearing on, or even who's sitting next to him. All it takes is one question, and Rob will almost always come up with an angle nobody else would ever think of. Take the character guessing game, for example. While Matt Damon guessed things like gender and past collaborations, which is exactly how most people would play, this was Rob we're talking about. So what do you think his guess was?
Is it an animal?
No.
I mean, she has the grace of one.
Ironically, the stranger and more innocent Rob acts, the more fans seem to love him. Comment after comment celebrates the fact that this is simply who he really is. And after watching Rob answer interview questions for just a few minutes, you'll start to notice a pattern. It's not just that his answers are different, the logic behind them is completely his own. For example, when he was asked whether he'd rather have a dragon or a unicorn, every other guest picked the dragon. Rob picked the unicorn because he believed it would grant him 3 wishes. It sounds like I'm making that up, but he actually said it.
You get the little.
Yes, Rob.
You get the wishes.
You get wishes with a unicorn?
People are going to be trying to kill it. Colors in the colors in the horn. That's how they get the colors back with the wishes. Is that not
You're thinking genie,
That'd
right?
be quite specific. I want the unicorn with the wish.
That said, there's no denying Robert's dedication to his craft. He's widely known as an incredibly serious actor who prepares thoroughly for every role he takes on. It's just that his research methods are, well, let's say, a little unconventional. One perfect example is when Rob studied vampire bats and even sent videos to Matt Reeves as inspiration while preparing to play Batman. I won't spoil the strangest part because it's something you really have to see for yourself. Just be careful not to choke from laughing.
Just flap banging on the cage until the chicken's been scared for so long the chicken falls asleep. And the bat sneaks into the cage and bites it on its anus. I sent that to Matt Reeves and he's like, I've got an idea.
Sometimes he even creates ridiculous situations on purpose just to see how people react. Like the time he lied to the stunt team to make himself seem tougher than he really was. While filming Tenet, Rob took a crash course in doing forward rolls. Later, he pretended he'd never done one before in front of the stunt crew. After landing his first roll, he looked around in fake surprise and said, "Wow, that's my first time ever doing one." The whole team was genuinely impressed.
And when I pretended to the Batman stunt team that I didn't know how to do them, even though I'd spent about 2 months learning how to do very action-packed roly-polies. And so I did my first one. I was like, that's the first roly-poly I'd ever done. And they were very impressed.
Hollywood believed Rob could play Batman. Millions of moviegoers believed it too. The only person who didn't was Rob himself.
And I was saying, I'm going to the Batman premiere tonight, and they're like, "No, I find it really weird that you're Batman." I'm like, "Yeah, it's really, really weird." I had enough people telling me they like it, so I'm kind of hoping it'll go well.
By this point, you can probably understand why so many people who've interviewed Rob end up reacting the exact same way. They never know whether to keep the conversation going or stop and ask if he just told the truth or invented another story on the spot.
I once did this movie where the only thing I had on was like a pipe up my butt.
You wore a pipe up your butt?
Even Zendaya was completely confused the first time she met Rob. It wasn't until they worked together on their third movie that she finally started to understand him.
First time we kind of like hung out when we were preparing for the drama, that was one of the first things he said to me. He was like, "Yeah, I used to be a pathological liar." And I was like, "Are you being serious or are you lying?" I can't tell. I can't ever tell. It's like whether he's joking or being serious, he's always laughing. So I never know quite when he's telling the truth or not.
Because the more time you spend around Rob, the more you realize he has a truly unique talent. He can tell the most unbelievable stories with the most believable face. Like the completely made-up story about pretending to have ties to the British royal family while applying for jobs in America, all because of his British accent.
When I first came, it was very easy to convince people that you're a member of the royal family. You know, because I hadn't worked for sort of 3 years, I was unemployed. And what have you been doing for the last 3 years? Like, oh, I've been at RADA with Prince William. Oh, that sounds wonderful, you're English, like, I completely believe you.
On one episode of The Tonight Show, Jimmy brought up Robert's story about living under an archway in Venice with nothing but a trash can lid as a roof. Nobody believed it, but Rob calmly defended the story as if it made perfect sense.
You told me repeatedly that you were living under an archway in Venice under trash can lids.
There was an archway in my house.
That was what that was based on, I think.
Even Zoe Kravitz, who worked with Rob on The Batman, has openly called out his shameless interview lies after he vividly told a story about watching a clown die right in front of him at a circus.
The story I read was that you were at the circus and one died in front of you, basically.
What?
I have trouble distinguishing fact from fiction.
So Rob is a liar, and he tells all these stories, and now he's like being
they just
asked
bring it
about
up, and
them,
they
and
bring
he
up,
doesn't
like-
know if it's true or not.
And sometimes Rob's real stories are even stranger than the ones people assume he made up, like the time he became so obsessed with the script for Remember Me that he kept looking for someone to read scenes with. He even admitted that he once recited long sections of the script to a taxi driver during the ride.
Didn't you read a cab driver a section from a movie you were doing?
I think I've done that a few times. No, I did. It was the end of Remember Me.
Yes, that is what it was.
You're just like, I want to just workshop this for you.
Hey, what do you think about this?
I honestly feel bad for that taxi driver, but if I'm being honest, I kind of wish I'd been there to hear Rob read those scenes. I probably would have been thinking about it all night. What about you? Or the fact that he learned a Queen's accent at a tattoo shop. Nobody would believe a story like that, except that it's Robert Pattinson.
I was in the tattoo shop there for ages and ages. I wanted to talk to the tattoo, to the piercing guy. I would kept interrupting him when he'd be in the middle of like a tongue piercing or whatever, and just be like, "So just say this line."
In Hollywood, where so many stars are trained to handle interviews with polished, carefully crafted answers, Robert Pattinson comes across like someone who's never planned a single response in advance. Maybe some of his stories aren't completely true. Maybe a few details get exaggerated just for fun, but he's always unapologetically himself, even when it leaves an entire room laughing because nobody knows what to believe. And that's exactly what makes Rob one of the very few stars whose interviews people can watch for hours, just to see what he'll say next. Now we're getting to the part I've been especially excited to share. It's not just Rob's interview answers that are unpredictable. His real-life reactions are somehow even harder to figure out. So, why do you think he'd miss a friend's wedding? A work commitment? Being sick? Nope. Let's hear Rob explain it himself.
Yes, I crashed a wedding a couple days ago. Rob did not go because he wasn't available. Allegedly, even though I saw him a few hours later.
I also got a photograph at a facial.
He had to do his lymphatic drainage.
Literally.
Meanwhile, I'm working.
That honesty is exactly what so many female fans find incredibly endearing. You know what I mean. Millions of fans are ready to scream his name the moment he appears. Meanwhile, this handsome movie star just gets shy and covers his face. Rob has no problem telling the most ridiculous stories imaginable, but ask him to do something as simple as sing a few lines, and he'll immediately curl up in his chair like he wishes he could disappear from the studio.
Our last goodbye.
Oh, because you're good at doing it. I can't
I hate
do
to
it.
feel the love between us.
God.
I can't remember that. I can't.
That's the kind of contradiction only Robert Pattinson could pull off. He can casually talk about the weirdest things imaginable, yet feel embarrassed about singing in front of a few dozen people. Maybe that's why Rob has never tried to build the image of the perfect Hollywood heartthrob. In fact, he's often the first one to poke fun at himself, like admitting he's already too old to live in New York.
I love coming to New York.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Do you don't have a place here, do you?
No.
wait, you kind of do?
No, I don't. I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
Now I think I'm too old. I can't keep up with the city anymore. I'm too tired.
Oh, please, come on.
Even his voice wasn't off limits. Jimmy Fallon once joked that Rob's British accent seemed to be disappearing.
Yeah.
You have that, but I think you're losing your accent a little bit too.
What?
I think you are a little bit. When someone told me that, I was like, what is happening? I don't understand how to be more English.
Most celebrities would immediately try to explain themselves. Rob, on the other hand, simply kept talking as if nothing had happened. He even teased Jimmy back with an exaggerated British accent and some hilariously animated expressions. Then things took another unexpected turn when the same guy who once claimed he was too old to live in New York suddenly declared that he was Gen Z.
Do you wish you were a Gen Z? You're not Gen Z, you're a millennial. No, you're a millennial. I believe that you believe that you're Gen Z.
I am Gen Z.
What year were you born?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Rob isn't afraid to tell stories that make him look silly, and he really doesn't worry much about what other people think. The more you hear from people who've spent time with him, the more you realize that behind all the weirdness is someone who's incredibly genuine and easy to be around. Jennifer Lawrence's story might be the best example. It's hard to imagine another A-list star casually eating food that had just come out of the trash, then calmly asking for more like nothing unusual had happened.
While he was in the bathroom, I was just like, pulling food out of my garbage can. And then so he eats it, and we're all just kind of like... And then when he was finished, he was like, I'm still hungry as no more, but it's in the garbage. And he was like, I don't mind. And then he was like, pulled it out of the trash and kept eating it.
Of course, Jennifer's story was all in good fun and simply showed just how relaxed and down-to-earth Rob is in real life. And that's not all. In another interview, one of Hollywood's biggest leading men openly admitted that he enjoys changing diapers and proudly claimed he's really good at unclogging toilets, as if those were achievements worth putting on a resume.
I do not like changing diapers.
I like it a lot. I'm really good at it. I like unblocking toilets. I'm really good at it. Cleaning up like kind of gross stuff. I like it.
Send him next time I have another kid.
He even jokingly described his movie Good Time as belonging to a brand new genre that he and the director invented themselves, a 90-minute panic attack in a movie theater.
I think me and the directors have coined a new genre, which is just called panic. If you want to experience what a 90-minute panic attack is in the cinema, this is what it feels like.
And when he was asked how he created Edward Cullen's iconic vampire stare, Rob casually said it was simply a combination of looking a little constipated and something else you'll have to hear for yourself because it's much funnier coming from him.
My entire performance is based on having extreme discomfort having contact lenses in your eyes. Just like, it's kind of a mixture of looking like slightly constipated and stoned.
It sounds completely ridiculous, but little moments like these are exactly what make audiences feel closer to Rob. He simply embraces every ordinary part of himself, even the parts that don't exactly fit Hollywood's idea of a perfect image. And behind all that humor and eccentricity is an incredibly thoughtful and kind Robert Pattinson. During a game of Water War with Jimmy Fallon, Rob won the round. By the rules, he had every right to throw a cup of water straight in Jimmy's face. Instead of soaking his opponent like anyone else would, Rob did something that left Jimmy completely speechless. Seriously, don't you think that was oddly thoughtful? Hit that subscribe button and let me know your answer. And after all that, we're right back to the most delightfully eccentric Robert Pattinson Hollywood has ever seen. There was even a time when Rob flew to Nashville for just 1 hour to buy something incredibly strange. He walked into a room filled with outrageously expensive items worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, then decided to look for something weird that cost only a few $100.
How do you just end up in Nashville for an hour? I gotta hang out with you more. That's pretty fun, yeah.
I was there and I bought a couple of little instruments and that was that.
Even though he didn't really know what he was looking for. The peak of it all came when Rob shared his own definition of having a good time. For him, it's the moment when everything starts falling apart. It's like everyone else is frantically trying to put out a fire while you're calmly pulling up a chair because things have finally become interesting.
I guess my idea of a good time is in probably the majority of people's eyes a bad time. Like, I like extremes, I like things I like hanging around with crazy people, I like situations that most people think are unbearable and untenable.
If there's a favorite Robert Pattinson moment that I didn't mention in this video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear which answer or moment made you laugh the hardest. And if you enjoy videos exploring celebrities' personalities, behind-the-scenes stories, and the little moments most people overlook, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.